Hi, my name's Lisa and this is Tyler. We both completed the LPN program together. As nurses, this chapter that we're reviewing in this video, Chapter 7, sparked our interest because we remember how difficult we felt fluids and electrolytes could be when learning this nursing.
IV fluids are very important in the healthcare field because they could save a life or harm a life, even potentially kill a person, if not used correctly for the right diagnosis. In our line of work, we use these solutions every day and have seen the importance of them, along with the positive outcomes and the negative.
In this video, we will go over the basics of the fluids and we'll go over the detail of the basic IV fluids that we do use in the hospital. Hi, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Tyler.
And we're here to talk to you about solutions today.
Solutions are the most common type of homogeneous mixture. Two substances make solutions. The substance with the lesser amount is called the solute. The substance present in the larger amount is the solvent. Colloids and suspensions are mixtures that contain larger particles than the particles in a solution. Colloid is a homogeneous mixture with larger particles, which often give an opaque appearance to.
Electrolytes are substances that conduct an electronic current in water. An example of this would be normal saline, which is a strong electrolyte. Solubility is the amount of solute that dissolves in a given amount of solvent. This makes solutions saturated or unsaturated. An unsaturated solution with less than the maximum number of grams. A saturated solution has the maximum number of grams of solute that can be dissolved. Both temperature and pressure have an effect on solubility. For most ionic and molecular solids, as the temperature increases, the solubility usually increases. However, the solubility of a gas will decrease when the temperature increases. The increase the solubility of a gas in a solvent. An example of this would be a soda can when it is under pressure with a concentration of CO2 in the solution.
Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture that contains larger particles suspended in the fluid. Now we're going to talk about different types of solutions. Isotonic solutions, hypertonic solutions, and hypotonic solutions. Isotonic solutions are solutions with the same osmotic pressure. An example of this would be normal saline. Hypotonic solutions have lower osmotic pressure than body fluids. This means the solution would move into the cell and make it.
We're going to go over some of the solutions that we use in the hospital. My assistant here will show you the first one, normal saline. This is an isotonic solution. It's approximately the same ratio of solute to solvent that you would see in the blood. Normal saline is given to increase fluid in the blood vessels without significantly changing. The next solution we're going to talk about is dextrose. This is a hypertonic solution. This you'll see in overhydration, also used for edema, which is a buildup of fluid in the extracellular tissue. This is used because it pulls fluid away from the body tissues. It can also be used in traumatic brain injuries due to the increase of intracranial pressure. The balance of electrolytes in the body. This will make sure that the patient remains in a well-hydrated state of homeostasis. This is also the only IV solution that can be infused the same time as a blood product.
Appear like as if it was swelling. Hypertonic solutions have a higher osmotic pressure than body fluids, which means water moves out of these cells, causing them to shrivel, which is called crenation. Dilution is the concentration of a solute in a solution. The amount of solute is constant, only the volume of the solution changes. Osmosis is the passage of a solution across a
The next solution we're going to talk about is 0.45% saline, which is a hypotonic solution. This is also called half normal saline. This is used, it expands intracellular compartment indicated for hypotonic dehydration, gastric fluid loss, and cellular dehydration from excessive diuresis.
Semipermeable membrane from a solution of lower concentration to higher concentration.
The next solution we're going to talk about is 0.45% saline, which is a hypotonic solution. This is also called half normal saline. This is used, it expands intracellular compartment indicated for hypotonic dehydration, gastric fluid loss, and cellular dehydration from excessive diuresis.
The human body is primarily made up of water, resulting in approximately 65%. The body uses water in all its cells, organs, and tissues to help regulate body temperature and other bodily functions such as electrolyte balance, lubricating joints, moistening mucous membranes, carrying nutrients to cells, and helps dissolve nutrients, as well as nutrients to make them readily accessible to the body. Body loses water by breathing via exhalation, sweating via evaporation, and digestion.
We now know two substances form a solution, one being the solute and the other the solvent. I'm going to perform an experiment which shows the difference between both of these. I'm going to make a saltwater solution using tap water and iodized salt. The water I'm using is going to be the solvent because it dissolves the salt, which is the solute. I'm going to begin by showing you this now. Adding water to one glass and the other. Now I'm going to add the salt to one of the glasses. As you can tell, at this moment, this glass is cloudy, while the tap water is clear. The water molecules act on the salt crystals and begin dissolving them. I'm going to accelerate this process by helping it dissolve and stirring it. As the salt dissolves, the solution will begin to clear and eventually resemble the tap water once again. This is a physical change rather than a chemical change. The water is acting as an aqueous solution, while the salt is a solid. To further this experiment a little bit more, I'm going to test the solubility of a couple other substances. Again, I have my tap water. I have olive oil. When the oil is added to the water, you can see that the solutions do not mix because they are not like solutions. However, when you have coconut oil and the olive oil and introduce them to one another. They do mix because they are like substances.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you have learned the importance of IV solutions that we use in the hospital.